Oh, I forgot my hat. Forgot to wear it at school today. What is going on YouTube? Bro, this is your boy Omega 500, and today why I'm laughing is because this is something that I wanted to cover for a long ass time, my dude. This video is called 10 signs a guy does when they are in love. So ladies, you are in for a treat. Alright? And the next video we're gonna show what girls do when they're in love. We're gonna look at that shit. But first, you gotta know what us guys think. Alright? And then I'm gonna share my views on how love is going on so far at the end of the video. And if you want to watch the original video, the link will be in the description down below. And and it's by the Taco. So many O's. Let Go.
I love you. Those 3 little words hold a ton of meaning, and saying them first in a relationship can be intimidating. If you want to tell if your man loves you without waiting for him to verbalize it, we can help. We'll show you some things that all men do when they're in love.
Do you want to be a DIY expert?
No.
And crafts.
Slowing down. When you're spending time with the object of your affection, sometimes it feels like time is flying by. But in reality, if a man is in love with you, he is actually going to slow way down, at least when it comes to walking. Considering that most men are taller and have longer legs than most women, they tend to move along faster than we do. But rather than hoping we catch up with them, men who are in love will actually slow down to match your pace. Scientists have studied the way men walk when they're alone, with a friend or with a significant other. When men walk along with a woman they have platonic feelings toward, they don't significantly change their pace and walk much the same way they do when they're alone. However, when they walk with someone they have romantic feelings for, they significantly change their pace to keep time with their partner. From a biological standpoint, this makes total sense. The reproductive systems of women are sensitive to energy disturbances, and being overly exhausted can make it difficult to conceive. Therefore, it makes sense that men would have evolved to take on the energetic burden to compensate for their female partners so that she can conserve her energy. Words.
Bro, that is so goddamn true. When we walking with you, we want to be with you. Alright? We trying to get together. We're going to have some cable and chill, or Disney Plus and chill, or Hulu or Netflix, whatever, bruh. We trying to talk to you, try to get to know you and everything. And that's how it really be, man.
According to various studies, both men and women say that they believe women fall in love faster than men do. They also believe that women are usually first to say those 3 little words, I love you.
That is definitely not true. I would say I love you first. I would really say that.
These beliefs are pervasive in our books, television shows, and movies, but according to science, they're also wrong.
Yeah.
Studies have shown that men report falling in love faster than their female partners and expressing it sooner. Again, from a biological perspective, it makes total sense that women would be choosier about their potential partners than men. After all, women have a lot to lose in terms of potential reproduction by committing years of their lives to the wrong men. We have a finite number of eggs and a limited window of fertility, which men don't have to worry about. And although they may not like to admit it, men desire close, loving relationships with other humans just like women do. So it makes sense that if a man loves you, he'll tell you.
Yep.
Many women make excuses that the man they like is shy, cautious, or complicated. But in reality, if a man really loves you, he will make it clear in no uncertain terms. And he will probably do so before you're even ready to confess your love.
That is so true, bruh. We use our words. We try to express our feelings. We try to tell you everything, bruh. They're honest men. We honest, loyal, supportive men like me. We try to tell you everything, bruh. And you just got, ladies, you have to be careful who you're falling in love with. You could be falling in love with a jerk that could cheat on you and is selfish as fuck. But if you date me, none of that shit will happen. Alright? You got Omega 500 by your side protecting you at all costs. Like a brother would do to a sister. You know what I'm saying? Or a son with their mother. Or it's like those two. A son would be protective with their mother, and a brother would be protector with the sister. You feel me?
Feeling no pain. Strangely enough, there are a lot of health benefits to being in love, especially for men. In fact, being in love can give you a pretty cool superpower: feeling less pain.
That's true.
Researchers at Stanford University studied the response of the brain to pain under various different conditions. Participants were placed in brain scanners while their hands were heated to various levels using metal rods. They were exposed to pain while looking at photos of their friends, while doing a distracting task, and while looking at photos of their beloved. It turns out that if a man is in love, looking at a picture of his loved one can reduce the amount of moderate pain he feels by as much as 40%.
I've heard of that.
And when it comes to severe pain, it reduces it by about 10 to 15%. Interestingly enough, being distracted does help mitigate pain as well, just not as much. And the distraction and the photo of a loved one affect the pain signals traveling through the brain in totally different ways. We know that popular culture makes it seem that being head over heels in love isn't manly, but considering it gives men a pretty cool superpower, we think that stereotype needs to change. Grossness override. If you think about it, human beings are pretty darn gross. Even if you do your best to be clean, you're walking around covered in germs, you occasionally get smelly, and your nose is filled with boogers. Yet when we meet someone we love, we want to mash our germ-covered tongues together,
That's
which
true.
objectively is pretty gross. You might be wondering why our brains are able to override all of our natural...
Now, I've never kissed a girl before, bruh, but it would be really nice to do so. Because one of the chicks I've dated have cheated on me, bruh, and I was so heartbroken. This was in fucking 6th grade. And I was so fucking heartbroken. If you're watching this, you know who you are. And then I had this girl that I was dating, and she had to move because, you know, her dad was in the military. And then, Dr. Girlfriend was there, and, she just wanted me to be happier because she didn't want me to depress someone depressed because it would make me look bad. Alright? That's my story.
Aversions to germs when we get close to someone, and that's because of love. No, really. If you're wondering why your boyfriend is totally cool with being around you at your most disgusting, it's because he's really into you. Scientists have done studies in which they intentionally caused a group of people to become aroused and then forced them to do disgusting tasks. These include drinking a beverage with a bug in it, picking up a dirty tissue, and more things that most people would never want to do. The participants who were the most aroused were far less likely to report being disgusted than people who weren't. Disgust is an emotion just like any other, and it turns out that feeling love and arousal towards someone overrides feelings of being grossed out. Sure, for most people there's a limit, but if a guy is fine picking up your dirty tissues, he's probably smitten. Symptoms.
Yes.
Our feelings seem so natural to
There's
us.
definitely
Behind the scenes,
symptoms.
Our bodies are undergoing a ton of chemical reactions. The great poet of our time, Kesha, once compared love to a drug. And that's honestly pretty accurate.
It is.
When a man falls in love, it's similar to the feeling of being addicted to a drug. There's a surge of euphoria when your brain creates chemicals such as dopamine, oxytocin, and adrenaline. These help you bond with your partner and often increase the more you spend time together. They also manifest in physical symptoms that you may be able to spot. Common signs of someone in love are flushed cheeks, dilated pupils, sweaty palms, and a racing heartbeat.
I had
your
that.
pupils dilate because of the stimulation in the sympathetic branch of your nervous system, which affects your eyes. And it turns out that you really can feel lovesick. It's not abnormal to feel uneasy or lose your appetite when you're falling in love.
That's me.
It's often the result of the stress hormone cortisol contracting the blood vessels in your stomach. Thankfully, as you become more comfortable with your crush, this generally goes away. It can flare up at emotional occasions, though, and explains why so many grooms just don't feel hungry on their wedding days. Trouble.
Bruh, I had this crush on this one girl, bruh. I think I've said her name before, but I'm just not going to anyway. So she was blonde. I had a crush on her when she was like 15 or 16. I was like 17 or 18, bruh. And like she liked Star Wars, bruh. She was so cute, bruh. And like I just wanted to have her, bruh. And then I finally got her number, man. From a group chat that I was in. Like, and I would text her almost every day, and we would be talking and shit. Then things I would have to run out about. So then I told her, hey, bro, I have to tell you a secret. I have something to tell you. She's like, why can't you tell me now? I'm like, bro, I have to tell you, it's a very personal thing. She's like, okay. So then I was so nervous on the text button, I didn't know what to say. So then I accidentally text him like, hey, I got something to tell you. And she's like, oh, what? She's like, I have feelings for you. I can't help it. And like, it's like, oh, you don't have to. No, you don't have to. Me, that's fine. And she was nice about it. And like, I don't even remember, to be honest, cause I've forgotten all over her. I gotten over her, but I had the text saved, so I think I'll do a story time on that. You know, I'm gonna do stories on my videos. I'm gonna do a ton of stories for you guys. You know, I think I'll tell you about my crazy crush that I had. So.
Sleeping. If you're lying awake in bed replaying that great date over and over again in your head, odds are good that your date is as well. That's because being in love can make it extremely difficult to fall asleep. Yes, it sounds strange, but a man who is unable to fall asleep at night might just be in love. We know that falling in love can make us feel exhilarated and euphoric, and those emotions aren't really compatible with getting a sound night of sleep. When men fall in love, their energy levels skyrocket and they can concentrate better. They also have that addiction response to love, which means that they just want to be with, look at, and think about the object of their affection. If you looked at a scan of the human brain at this time, you would see heightened activity in dopamine-heavy areas. These areas are your brain's natural reward system and are the reason you feel pleasure in life. Basically, your brain is so focused on the high of feeling crazy in love that it just can't change course and concentrate on going to sleep. Men in love report getting much less sleep than those who are not, although the sleep that they do get is often of superior quality. This could explain why your man sometimes sends you texts at very odd hours of the night or super early in the morning.
I'm not like that.
By now, you know that your body undergoes a lot of changes when you fall in love. But did you know that even your voice can change? Think about a time when you were hanging out with a friend when suddenly they got a phone call from their significant other. You probably didn't think much about it, but we bet their voice changed once they started talking to their partner. In fact, studies have been done about the effect of love on voice, and people can tell by listening to only 2 seconds of audio whether the person is speaking to a friend or a lover. When a man is in love with you, he will subconsciously change the tone of his voice in order to mimic yours. If you notice a man is speaking to you in a higher voice than he uses for talking to his friends, he's likely smitten. As for women, we tend to make our voices lower pitched when we are talking to someone that we are interested in.
Okay.
Mimicking is a pretty big part of how we express our affection and interest, even if it's totally subconscious most of the time. It indicates a desire for closeness and intimacy with the person you're emulating.
I did not know that, bruh. That makes so much sense.
Track mind. There's an old trope that men love dating crazy women. But to men in love, it's often easy to ignore all of the bright red flags that are obvious to absolutely everyone else. Have you ever had someone who loves you describe you as perfect even though you know full well you aren't? When a man is in love with you, he will focus on the positive qualities you possess, instead of becoming bogged down with your negative traits. It turns out that being blinded by love is a real thing, because of the elevated levels of dopamine you experience when in love.
Yep.
In addition to that, your brain also gets a spike in central norepinephrine, which helps you remember new stimuli better. We tend to get bogged down by negative opinions on ourselves, and to us, our flaws can seem overwhelming. But when someone loves you, their brains make sure that the flaws that seem so huge to you are minimized. If you've ever wondered why a friend is dating someone with habits you find irritating, that's because they're in love. In addition to thinking you're flawless, a man in love will also believe that you're unique compared to other women. The dopamine in his brain makes it easy to focus his attention on you and difficult to pay attention to anyone else. Time management. It seems like all couples go through a phase when they first meet when they just can't get enough of each other. When men are in love, it's like they feel addicted to you and they want to spend most of their time being with you.
Yes.
In fact, people who are in love admit to spending as much as 85% of their day thinking or talking about the object of their affection. Sure, in order to avoid coming across as clingy and maintaining order in our lives, most people know not to 100% indulge these feelings. But a man in love will want to spend as much time with his partner as possible, and that's because of what is going on inside his brain. He's being affected by something known as intrusive thinking, and it's actually a form of obsessive behavior. With all that dopamine floating around, central serotonin can dip, causing him to feel like he's absolutely obsessed with you. He may even suffer from a mild form of separation anxiety when you're away. That being said, while this all may be flattering, make sure that it isn't going too far.
Alright.
Some people use the excuse of new love to push people for overly fast involvement and take their jealousy and possessiveness way too far. Compassionate love. Being in love is all well and good, but there are actually different types of love that you can experience. Obviously, most of us want to have a healthy relationship with a partner who is empathetic to our needs. For that, you need a type of love that is known as compassionate love. It's a huge sign of a healthy relationship, and it means that your partner has a vested interest in making you happy. How can you tell if your partner has compassionate love for you? See if they go out of their way to make you happy, even if it isn't the best option for them. This
Okay.
can even be little things like giving up the last bite of ice cream so that you can enjoy it.
I would do
Or
that.
maybe they offer you their coat when you're cold, even if
I would
that
do
means they
that.
freeze. When a man is experiencing this type of love, this sacrifice doesn't seem like much of one to him because he takes joy in pleasing his partner. Romantic love gets a lot of airtime, but compassionate love is really the hallmark of successful couples and happy, long-term relationships. Have you ever suffered from mixed signals when it comes to love? Let us know in the comments.
Alright, bruh. So, I'm gonna give y'all some love advice if you're gonna be in the dating world. You have to be nice. Alright, that's the main thing. Alright? If you're lucky, you know, this is just my opinion. You gotta be loyal, you know, you gotta not be selfish, you gotta care about her more than yourself. That's my opinion. You should care about her more than you, you know? You should buy her good shit. She would love that. You should, just, like, be supportive. Like, if she wears something and she says you look good, does she look good even though you don't like it? Just say you do. Because, you know, that's just a nice thing to say, man. Alright? You feel me? But, since, you know, I have to say, there are so many men out there that are just jerks to women and shit. That more people are becoming gay now. And you know what? I used to support gay people. But now I'm thinking, I think people are just using it to escape love. And I'm starting to think, you know what? Being gay is not a good thing to do. I think men and women should fall in love and not two dudes and two women. And that's just me. I don't think being gay is right. It's not because I'm a Christian. I'm not. I'm not a Christian. It just seems weird. I mean, two dudes? Two women? Bruh. Like, it just seems weird to me, bruh. Like, you're just doing it to just... because you're giving up on real love. I mean, that's not real love. Me and a woman, that's real love. So, just don't be gay. Just try again. If you meet me, you're gonna have a good time with me. And like, ladies, if you meet a guy like me, you must keep him, alright? Because my ex, Dr. Girlfriend, she let me go. And now, I don't know if I can get another girl or not. Is love really dead? I don't know, bro. But, yeah. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to subscribe, hit the bell, and give me a like. Because, this helps my content. No one viewed the last video I made. Please watch the Wikipedia Scary Pages video. It is really good. And I'll see y'all in the next video, bro. Peace.